All right, let's talk about something that can literally make or break your business, your inventory. And look, I know what you're thinking, dusty warehouses, tedious clipboards, but forget all that. We're going to treat this as a mission, a way to unlock one of the most powerful tools you have for making more money and keeping your customers coming back. Let's get into it. Oh, we have all been there, right? Whether you're the business owner having that sinking feeling or you're the frustrated customer. You see it online, you click buy, but the item, it's just not there. This ghost inventory is more than just a little oopsie. It's a huge breakdown, and trust me, it's costing you way more than you think. So, what's the real damage? Well, get this. On average, businesses lose a staggering 14% in sales every single year just from inventory mistakes, things like stockouts or having way too much of the wrong stuff. That is a massive number. But here's the good news. This is a problem you can absolutely 100% solve. And here's how we're going to do it. This is our game plan. First, we'll solve the stockout mystery. Then, we'll get into counting for control. After that, I'll lay out your perfect count plan. We'll cover the audit advantage, and finally, we'll connect it all back to what really matters, turning that count into cash. Okay, first up, the stockout mystery. It's time to play detective and figure out what is actually sitting on your shelves. And our number one tool for this investigation is surprisingly simple, but it is incredibly powerful. It all starts with the humble inventory count. Now, this is not just about ticking off boxes on a list. It's about creating a true, accurate snapshot of what you physically own at a single moment in time. This count, this is the bedrock. It's the foundation for your financial reports, your sales strategy, everything. Without it, you're just guessing. You're flying blind. So we know what a count is. But now the question is, how do you do it? Because believe it or not, there's more than one way to count your stock. You've got two main strategies, and picking the right one really depends on your business. So on one side, you've got periodic counting. Think of this as the big annual stop everything and count event. It's super thorough, no doubt, but it can also mean shutting down your entire operation for a day or two. Then on the other side, there's cycle counting. This is a much more modern way to do things. Instead of one huge count, you're counting little bits of your inventory all the time. A few shelves today, a different product line tomorrow. It's way less disruptive, and the best part, you catch errors almost as soon as they happen. All right, so you've picked your strategy. Now, how do you actually pull it off without pulling your hair out? Let's break this down into a simple, step-by-step plan that will get you accurate results every single time. It really comes down to 4 key steps. First, prepare. You got to schedule it, train your team, and get all your tools ready, like scanners or count sheets. Second, count. Get your hands on the actual stuff. A pro tip here is to use 2-person teams. One person counts, the other double checks. It cuts down on errors big time. Third, reconcile. This is the moment of truth, where you compare what you physically counted to what your computer thinks you have. And finally, the most critical step, update. Make your system's data match the physical reality. And the magic wand that makes all of this possible, it's the SKU, or stock keeping unit. The easiest way to think about a SKU is as a unique fingerprint for every single product variation you have. You know, a blue large t-shirt has a totally different SKU than a red large t-shirt. Getting your SKU straight is absolutely non-negotiable for an accurate count. Okay, so counting gets your numbers right in the moment. But how do you make sure they stay right? How do you stop those errors from creeping back in? Well, that's where we level up, from a simple count to a full-on stock audit. This isn't just about finding problems anymore. It's about fixing the source of the problems. It's about building real confidence in your entire system. Now, let's be really clear on the difference here. A count tells you what you have. An audit tells you why your count might be wrong in the first place. See, a count checks your items, an audit checks your process. It asks the big questions. Is your receiving process flawed? Is there a training issue? It's basically a complete health check for your entire inventory system. And audits are your number one weapon against this silent profit killer called inventory shrinkage. This is that frustrating moment when stock just disappears. It could be theft, maybe damage, or even simple paperwork mistakes. It's a loss that happens completely off the books, and regular audits are how you find out where the leaks are and plug them. So yeah, audits are a total game changer. You're not just counting stuff anymore. You're actively preventing theft, you're fixing broken procedures, you're making sure your financial reports are rock solid, and maybe most importantly, you're building a foundation of data you can actually trust to make smart decisions. Which brings us to our final, and let's be honest, most important point. Let's connect all this hard work to the bottom line.
how does taking the time to do an accurate count and a solid audit actually put more money in your pocket?
Well, the payoff is huge. It's direct. When you stop losing sales because of stockouts, that's pure profit. When you reduce the amount of overstocked items, that's cash freed up that was just sitting on a shelf collecting dust. When customers can always get what they want from you, they become loyal fans. And with good data, you stop guessing what to buy and you start making strategic, data-driven purchasing decisions. I love this analogy because it is just so true. Think about it. You would never, ever try to manage your own money without looking at your bank statement, right? Of course not. Your inventory is one of your business's biggest assets. You have to know exactly what's in the bank. So I'll just leave you with this one question to think about. Your stock levels, your accuracy rate, your shrinkage, those aren't just boring numbers on a spreadsheet. They're vital signs. They're telling you a story about the health of your entire business, your operations, your finances, even your relationship with your customers. So what is your inventory telling you?